Hello, I'm Pat, for those of us that haven't met. I was the first to arrive, and this is being filmed on a beautiful spring day in Dublin because, frankly, there's nowhere in the world I could get back to New Zealand. It's not only a long way, but it's financially very difficult as well, to be honest. But I just wanted to put a few thoughts together about life with my mother and my father as well. Everybody looks back, and everybody looks back on a time which was better than whenever now is. And to a great extent you can say that there really genuinely were times that were past that were better than whatever the now is. There's always a downside to every era, obviously, but I genuinely believe that being a child in the 60s and 70s was a lot easier than it is now. There was more range for imagination, but you had to have the right parents. And that's exactly where we all came up trumps. We were brought up in a beautiful place. I mean, Dad and Mum chose a fantastic place in Beach Haven to settle down. We had beaches, obviously, with a name like that. We had beaches, it was less crowded than it is now. It was more peaceful, I suppose, and there was a lot more range for imagination. You could go out as a child and you could be in a dozen different worlds and environments just by walking 100 yards down the road. My earliest memories as well, inside the family, never mind the boats and the beaches and all the rest that was outside the house, but inside the house, some of my earliest memories would involve books and rhymes and stories being told to you, not something that you'd see on a screen. And songs, lots and lots of singing. No, Dad, not you. My father's musical skills improve the more everybody else has to drink. But Mum, it was all through her family, and anything that I've managed to bring forward in life with me in the musical world has definitely come from my mother. As we grew together, I think that was an important thing about us as well, is that we were kind of growing together. Mum was an only child, which occasionally became very obvious, didn't it, Dad? But I was the first, and so there was a lot of experimentation. Mother had never had a child before, I'd never had a mother before, and I think that we both got a fairly good deal out of that. She got a lot of practice with me. It also didn't do any harm to have a teacher in the house. And in Mum's case, a really good teacher. Total support all the way through both lots of school. When I say that, I'm referring to Rosmini as well as St. Mary's. But she then went on. One of her more memorable phone calls to me was when I was living in Christchurch. And there's Mum on the end of the phone saying, can I borrow some of your university textbooks? And I thought, well, you'll get more use out of them than I ever did. Knock yourself out. So what does she do? In her 40s, I may be doing her a disservice, but I think it was her 40s, she got her BA, which she'd always wanted, in the 3 years required, which was no mean achievement. I think Liam and Eamon were still living at home at that stage, were you? Certainly it was no mean achievement. But she used to like to do that sort of thing. She would try anything at least once. Well, maybe not everything. So that's what makes it that much more difficult when someone who, from my point of view certainly, was energetic, intelligent, funny, very surreal sense of humour. We've gone on extremely well in that department. Suddenly has changed, and that person that you knew has started to drift away, and it's really hard to handle. Dad, you've had to handle it more than anybody else because you've been that close. You fulfilled those vows right to the end. And I know I've been overseas, but at the same time, I've been up to date with what's going on. And I mean, it started years ago, you know? It was certainly in progress a long time ago. So, I don't know. One lesson that I get from that myself is every day, just in case nature starts eating away at you and basically rotting what gave you a fantastic life and gave the rest of us a fantastic life. Do something good. Enjoy things every single day. As she would do something good for someone every day. Enjoy the good in other people. And do the best you very can for everybody else around you, I suppose. Can't be good all the time, can you? But you can give it your best shot every day. And that's what Mum would pass on. Absolutely convinced of it. And Dad, you're a saint. I'm just proud of you. If the rest of us could be 100th as good as you have especially been over the last few years, we'll be racing you for the pearly gates, my man. Thank you everybody very much for coming to honor my father and my mother today. Thank you very much.